So hi and welcome to my review videos. This time I'm doing the M5A1 Stuart. The M5A1 Stuart is a tier 4, a light tank of the Chinese tanks. Till now there's only one tech tree for tier 4 in Chinese tanks, so I don't know in what version you are watching, but there's only one light tank right now for the Chinese. Well, this is, like you can tell, it's an exact copy from the M5 Stuart from the Americans, and well, the only difference between it is that they have added an A1 and another gun, 47mm gun type 1 of the Chinese, but for the rest it's just the same. I mean, it's the same armor, same traverse, it's just the same. There's nearly no difference in it between. What is the difference between the Shiha? Well, first of all, speed. This thing is pretty speedy. It's not that fast, but it's pretty good. I mean, I drove the Shiha, and I don't. Well, I like the tank, but it's quite slow. It only goes like around 30 kilometers an hour, and this one can easily reach 40 kilometers an hour downhill, though. Armor, well, it's not amazing. I mean, only 28, but I've bounced a couple of shots on my turret armor though. For the matchmaking, sometimes you get into tier 8 for scouting purposes, but this tank doesn't feel like a scout. I mean, you can't spot anything with this view range, and the speed is not amazing to handle it like a scout, so I was basically fucked in those battles. But I still have managed to get a couple of articles from hiding into the bag and then scout once the battle is over and get the articles at least. From XP earnings, the XP earnings are pretty normal. It's not like it's really high, but it's not like it's really low. I must admit that I suck with lower than tier 5 vehicles. I can't play them. I just can't and don't know how to play them. It's from tier 5 that I can play good in those battles, because that's a completely other playstyle. I mean, people are more rushing, they don't really know how to play the game, and plus I have only a 75. I have a 50%, but I accidentally sold this vehicle, but I had a 75% crew. It was pretty good with a 75% crew. The only thing I don't like, and I think most people of you have a 50 or 75% crew on this tank. The only thing I don't like is the aiming speed. It could be better once you have 100%, but I like to take some snapshots with scout tanks. I mean, passing the carousel technique and all that stuff. But so you also it's not like other scouts where you're never going to be top tier, but with this tank you can easily be top tier. I mean, I've had tier 4 battles, and you can do some damage in tier 4 battles though. And mostly you're going to end up in tier 5. In tier 5 no one notices you. I don't know why, but people keep shooting the big tanks, not the small tanks. Meanwhile I can do some damage to them though. But enough talking about the tank, let's look at the stats. You have two different guns. Of course the second one is the best. This is the gun from the Shiha. This is the exact same gun. There was nothing really changed. I mean, the penetration is pretty good. 81mm penetration for tier 3. It was very good, but it's tier 4. It's pretty average. It's not like it's amazing. The damage, I think it has to have a little buff, like 10 damage, to make it, well, useful. Accuracy is not that bad for a tier 4, but I think it has to be a little bit more. Aiming speed is pretty good, but if you don't have a 100% crew, you're not going to notice that. So then let's hop into the turret. You have two different kinds of turret, of course. There is nearly no difference between it, but the stock turret has well, nothing actually. It has less armor, and this one has more armor, plus you can mount a top gun on it. I researched this tank with free experience. I don't know how it feels like stock. How much experience you need? 1200 XP points for the turret, so I think you can research that with free experience, because if you have the 37mm and you end up in tier 8, you can't do anything. You can't even penetrate artillery. Engine is, well, nah. This is what I mean, like, I know it's a light tank and I know it's a scout tank, but a scout tank has to have a little bit more horsepower to make it effective. I mean, this tank is not bad, but I don't like the playstyle of it. I mean, it's not like I'm bad at it, because I still have a 500 average experience in it, and I suck in playing tier 5 and lower. But nah, it's not like it's good. The tracks are really good at 38 traverse speed. That's very good actually. You can easily pass the cell technique, the carousel technique. You have a tier 6 radio and you have a tier 9 radio. Keep in mind that you only need 16,000 research price for the type 34 and nearly 5,600 experience for this radio. I don't recommend to get this radio unless you're planning to keep that tank, because you only can use it on the M5A1 Stuart. You will not use it on future tanks, so I don't recommend for you to research this radio, because you're never going to use it again except for this tank. And I think you can use that extra 5,600 to coin for the type 34, because you're going to have another radio like you see here. Then consumables, what you want to use here is of course plus 10% to aiming speed. If you have an enhanced gun laying device, it's pretty good to mount it in on your tank if you have it somewhere and you don't know what to do with it, because mostly you're going to have a 75% cool and you need that extra aiming speed. Minus 10, nah, not really. Small spoiler, plus 5% raw cool spills is of course handy, and plus it's very cheap on me, it's only 50,000 credits. And coded optics, of course, you can at least, well, spot some people. Some people are going to use the enhanced vertical coil springs, but I don't. I mean, the tracks are pretty good. They are pretty good with their hit points. It's not like they're going to take a lot of damage. So I don't recommend for you to go that, because if you're jumping over a hill you probably get your tracks damaged, if you know what I mean. For shell setup, I only recommend for you to use AP shells, because you're not going to use gold shells on the tier 4. Neither go for HE shells, because the HE shells have no penetration at all. And if you don't penetrate you and you want to do, you can't do splash damage with a 47 millimeters thing caliber. That's the word. For consumables, I mean, what you want to use here is maybe remove speed governor, because then you have 10% extra engine power and you can go faster. So for cruise skills, only, well, recon of course, because then you have extra view range, and you need that view range though, because 350 is not a lot, plus it's a scout tank, so you need that view range. Camouflage, of course, keep in mind that light tanks keep their camouflage even if they're moving. They keep 100% camouflage. Normal tanks have 50% camouflage if they're moving, but light tanks keep their camouflages up, so camouflage can become a handy thing, because, well, you they don't spot you as fast as you do to them. Borders and arms, of course, to increase everything of your Q a bit. Sixth sense, so you know that you're spotted. This is the second thing you want to research, and that's it. Maybe oh, this is called. Maybe you also want to use mentor, because then you're going to increase all your Q skills except commander. What you need here is, well, snapshot of course, improves accuracy during turret rotation, because mostly you're going to circle around people. Deadeye, because you're only shooting AP shells and you can do some critical hits with it. Armor, not really, and designated target, of course, you can lit them up 2 seconds longer. And then what you need here is extended view range, of course, so you have a little bit more view range, extended signal range, because if you're a scout, plus if you have that tier 9 radio, you will spot some people with it, so extended signal range will even make it better. And call of vengeance, of course, if you die behind the front lines, at least you can let them up 2 seconds more before you will actually really die. So that's it, and I'm talking about the tank, and I will see you in the garage. See ya. In the gameplay. Okay, so welcome back to the gameplay. This is the M5A1 in battle, and first you're going to see the speed of it. This is with the 75% crew, well, actually 80%, but, well, The stick was asking to follow me, but I don't follow low tier vehicles because mostly, well, they don't have a good stats, so I don't follow them. But I went to my hill where I always go. If I'm playing medium or light tank, I always go up to that hill. And that was not a bad decision though. I'm going to speed up the spot. Well, first of all, here you have to speed 60 kilometers an hour. I said it wrong in the garage. It is 65 kilometers an hour. Is its top speed, not 40. So this is a pretty speedy tank though. And it is difficult to hit in tier 8 tanks. But the only con is of course that you don't have a big view range and your gun is not amazing. I mean, you even will bounce frontally on artilleries, but this is a pretty good matchup. I mean, tier 5, not really. People are focusing that T25, that's right to me. So this is the new T80, and I needed the T80 to get a mastery badge of the Russians. I still need that tier 2 kill though, but I don't know how the that new tier 2 of the Russian is called. I think it's the T60, I'm not sure. The tier 2 of it. So I was sticking out and I was constantly hoping that the T25 was going to move a little bit up, because I know that the combinator doesn't have a good penetration, so if the T25 is angling his tank right, he can bounce easily the shots. This is also a good thing because this is an American tank, and everyone knows that the Americans have big gun depression, and well, the M5A1 also had the gun depression of it. They just copied it. So I saw that the T25 was doing nothing at all, so I thought like, well, fuck it, I'm going to, well, I go on my own. And then you have to see this. My whole team was camping. Well, first took out the stuck, and like you see, the stuck is concentrating on the T25, and meanwhile I'm an easy kill for him, but he's not concentrating on me at all. With the stuck you never know if you're going to hit him or not. You have to have it right. So I shot at Strax, so he's tracked, and I get so he is tracked, because even though he isn't tracked, he can circle around fast. So I had to track him to finish him off, because otherwise he was going to kill us both. So that was an AMX-40, and everyone knows that the AMX-40 has good armor, and I kept bouncing on it. So here we go. My whole team, 5 men, don't want to rush an AMX-40, and the AMX-40 has a horrible penetration, and they still don't want to rush him. I know that the T25 is nearly dead, and I'm also, but these guys on behind, they aren't. They can easily rush him. But then I decided to do it on my own. You see, I bounced. The AMX-40 could turn around this tank.
Damn it.
See, I even bounced on the back of his turret.
My gun's bigger
Then I shot him in the weak spots. And the Panzer III stole my kill. And now I'm going to take some revenge on the Sturmpanzer, because of shooting the T25. I'm going to speed up the spot till I meet him. There he is. The Sturmpanzer wasn't even focusing me also, he just let me go. Meanwhile I was an easy kill. I mean, he could have killed me easily there if he took a snapshot. I mean, the Sturmpanzer reloads pretty fast, so it's not a problem. So there we took out the scumbags. Now we're going to get up the hill to take out the other scumbag. That's the M7 Priest. This is also a little example how it feels on hill. I mean, it doesn't have good engine power, but still on hill it's pretty fast. Its average weight to its average horse to ton is pretty good. It's I think, let's do the math. It is, oh fuck, 20 horsepower per ton, so that's pretty good. And my team stole the M7 Priest kill. and then I was just driving towards T28 to ram him, but my team finished him off. Well, this is it, and I will see you in the garage to have some little bit more talking about it. See ya. So welcome to the garage. Overall, it's a pretty speedy tank. I said it wrong in the garage, I'm sorry. The speed limit is 65 kilometers an hour, like you see here. Well, it's 64.4. It's 65 in my opinion. So it's a pretty speedy tank. You will easily end up in tier 5s. You have no problem with it, but keep in mind that you sometimes will be coming in tier 8 and you don't have to suicide rush because you're useless to the team. Then wait a little bit back in the bushes or something and then go for the arty kills once if their teams is a little bit clean up and you have a clean pad to hunt the enemy or arty down. So this is it. Armor, nothing amazing. Gun is pretty good. It's the same as the She-Ha, and the She-Ha had a fantastic gun, and you just, well, have the same one. Gun depression is really good in this tank. You saw that from the gameplay there. I hit it at combinating easily with a lot of gun depression. So end this video. So demigration rules, and you can choose a tank for my garage. What do you want me to review next? Place it in the comments below, and also try to check out my channel so you know what tanks I've already reviewed. Next week I'm going to do the Type T34. The Type T34 is the next tank in my branch what I'm going to research. I still don't know. Maybe you guys can keep an opinion. I am a guy who likes speedy tanks, but I also like armor, and I don't have a clue about it. Should I go to the heavy line or the medium line of the Chinese? I have no idea at all. If you're someone like who has played 122 and 131, 113, place in the comments, and I will go up that line because I have no idea at all. I mean, I like speedy tanks, but I also like armored tanks. So I don't know. If you try to run a test server or something, say something in the comments and give an opinion why I should play them. Because I have no idea at all what line I should go on to. So that's it. Bye.